Hey there guys, I wanted to show you a quick video demonstrating the difference between the DJI Goggles V2 against the Goggles 2. So what I did was I got my normal camera that I use to record my videos, which is a Panasonic GX85. Using the standard lens, I set it up on a tripod pointing into the lens of the goggles and recorded each one individually. So you can see that the video is the same, and I use the same video that was recorded from the DJI O3 Air unit on the Goggles 2. So you can see on the left hand side the Goggles V2, and you can see that it is a little bit washed out, and this is how it looks like in the goggles. And if you own the Goggles V2, you know what I mean when you can see it there, where there's a kind of grey border on the left and right hand side, and then you see the darkness and the blackness of the rest of the goggles around it. On the right hand side on the goggles too, you don't get any of that grayness. The OLED screens really show in this video that you don't see the kind of grey border, because the black is black and it blends directly into the darkness of the goggles. If you don't have any light leaks, that's basically what you see. You don't see anything else except what the image is being displayed. So you can see that's kind of the first noticeable difference just looking at these side by side. Please ignore, I guess, the moire or the moire, as some might call it. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but you can see that pattern that's on the Goggles V2. I tried to do the best I could to adjust all of my settings in there to stop that from happening, but it still came out. I couldn't get it to remove that effect on the V2s. It must be something to do with the pixel resolution on that goggle, and also the combination of that and the GX85 sensor of capturing that image that causes it to be more pronounced. On the right hand side on the goggles too, you don't get as much of that, although you do get that effect slightly, just in a different way. So please ignore that. I couldn't get rid of that, but I tried to make the colors and the image quality of each of these as representable as how I see it in the goggles. So it is a little bit subjective of how I show you it here, but putting them side by side, and I looked into each one of them directly side by side just to make sure that what I'm showing you here is kind of the closest as I see it anyway. So if anyone out there owns both and has seen this, maybe you could chime in and say that this is correct or accurate as you see it as well. But this is what I say. I do have both goggles and I did do exactly that, looking at them side by side, one after the other. So you can see that the Goggles V2, it is a little bit more washed out. You don't get the high contrast that you do get in the Goggles 2. You also don't get the saturation and the vibrance that you do get in the Goggles 2 as well. So that's something that I wanted to capture in this, and it was clear. I actually had to, for the camera that was recording the Goggles V2, I had to boost it up a bit to make it look closer to what I could see with my eyes in the goggles. So that's as close as I could get it. But those are the noticeable difference in color and contrast and brightness that you get on the goggles too. It's very clear. The darks are very dark, and the saturated colors just look much nicer. So there you go. I just wanted to do a quick video. The other thing that you might notice is that as the videos play back on the goggles, and I think this is just as part of the playback of the video files from the SD card, on the Goggles V2, it seems to run a little bit faster. So by the end of a 4-minute video, it actually had tracked 2 seconds faster than the Goggles 2. I don't think that has anything to do with when you're flying in real time. It's just really the playback algorithm or whatever it is that they use, the software to play back the video, and it's just a little bit faster. So you can see that the two videos go out of sync over time, and that's what's causing it. I couldn't get it to match up, but that's what came out. So there you go. I hope that helped. There were a lot of questions online, and I keep hearing it on Reddit, on YouTube, on the comments sections, and in live streams as well. I hear it a lot that people are asking, is it worth jumping to the goggles too? Now, I'm not spruiking or pushing the Goggles 2 in any way. I just wanted to show you this. I own both of them. I actually bought the Goggles 2 first, and I found a really good deal on the Goggles V2, so I picked them up. And I didn't really need them because I had the Goggles 2, but I just wanted to have it since I got a really good deal on it. I wanted to just kind of show these kind of videos comparing the two, and also do some of the testing and binding it with the Vista and the O3 just to test it out and showcase it to you guys. So if you guys have any ideas, throw them down in the comments. I'll try and make a video about it if I think that other people would find it useful. But here, this is something that I would find useful if I didn't have these goggles before. I wanted to see which one to choose to trade off, I guess, which one would be worth the money. So there you go. I hope that helps someone out there. And if anyone thinks that this isn't representative of what they really look like, let me know. And if I can update it or change something about this, then I'll do that. Anyhow, that's going to do it for this video. So happy flying out there. Cheers.